Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, join me, Rob McConnell, as together we'll investigate the world of the paranormal and the science of parapsychology here on the X-Zone Radio TV show on XZBN and the X-Zone TV channel on Simul TV. Since 1990, the X-Zone Radio TV show has been the place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. Together, we'll investigate UFOs, aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, psychic phenomenon, lake monsters, conspiracy theories, government cover-ups, the truth embargo, alien abductions, ESP, haunted locations from around the world, and so much more. With over 28 years of broadcasting and more than 4,500 individual guests, the X-Zone is truly a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality, as evidenced by the credibility, integrity, and professionalism of the guests that we bring to our international audience. If you have seen a UFO, had a close encounter, seen a ghost, Bigfoot, lake monster, or a story that you would like to share or have investigated, contact me, Rob McConnell, by sending me your email to xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, or you can call toll-free 1-800-610-7035, extension 143, and on Skype, X-Zone Radio TV. For more information on the X-Zone Radio TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, visit www.xzoneradiotv.com or www.xzonetvchannel.com or simultv.com and xzbn.net. Until next we meet here in the X-Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, always remember, X-Zone Nation, keep your eyes to the sky and your heart in the light.
The Imagine More Success radio show is the hot new All About You show with successful entrepreneurs and business experts sharing their stories and powerful takeaways while providing you with tips, tools, tactics, and a free weekly gift to help you thrive. Your hosts for the Imagine More Success radio show are the best-selling authors Cindy Hendricks, a certified business consultant, and Thomas Hides, a certified world-class public speaking coach. Check out the Imagine More Success radio show at imaginemoresuccess.net, because now is the time to realize your dreams and to imagine more success. Hey, welcome to the Imagine More Success radio show with Cindy and Thomas. We know that you have been having a really fun week. We've been having a really fun week, and we've been planning all week on talking with our guests today. We're going to be talking about creating balance in your life in the year 2020. This is kind of a new year 2020 episode. Cindy, creating balance in your life, is there such a thing as doing that?
There is, but it's kind of like a teeter-totter.
It certainly can be. You know, that it certainly seems possible. Some people say that there isn't. I know a guy that I like to listen to every once in a while, Dan Pena, who is one of the influencers online and a wealth coach, says there's no such thing as work-life balance. None. It's one of his famous commercials. Makes me laugh every time.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can work toward it, but it's like anything else. If you're on the balance beam and it never moves, life's pretty darn boring, huh?
Yeah, the nice part is today we're actually going to learn about how you can actually create some balance in your life between work and the rest of your life, and also how you can learn some really tremendous skills that are going to transform not just how you feel about what you're doing, but actually what you're doing. And today we're going to be spending some time with Rhonda Cimorelli. She's actually someone we've had on our show once before with tremendous success. If you want to go back and listen to her previous segment, you can go to imaginemoresuccess.net, where you can listen to all of our past episodes. But today we're going to dive right in. I know a lot of people that are going to be listening to the conversation today are going to have their own opinions about this work-life balance, but today we're going to explore some new possibilities and opportunities for you in your life. So let's go ahead and bring Rhonda on. Rhonda Cimorelli, welcome to the Imagine More Success radio show.
Well, hi, Thomas. Hi, Cindy. Thank you so much for having me today.
Hey, Rhonda, so glad to have you today.
Absolutely. So let me start off with this question. Why is it important for people to even make an attempt to find work-life balance?
Oh, for me, I think it's really a matter of stress and happiness and overwhelm and joy. They're two opposites, and yet when we can focus on this term balance, we can have more happiness, more satisfaction, more fulfillment in our life. That's why.
That sounds pretty important. I think that that's something that's missing for a lot of people, is that feeling of fulfillment. I know at times I have issues with that as well. And I know that you spend a lot of time working with people on gratitude around what they have already. What are some of your tips about how gratitude relates specifically to that feeling of fulfillment?
That's a really good question. Let me just back up for 1 second in regards to the term balance. I know we were saying, is there balance? Is there not? Cindy says yes. Someone you listen to says absolutely not. And when I use the term balance, I want to just give a little history, if I might. I think of balance in life as more of an ebb and flow, okay? Because we have so many different areas of our life that we're always working in and focused on. Things like our health and our relationships and our money and our business and so many other areas. And the ebb and flow, if you think about it, it's everywhere that we look. It's in nature. Not to mention your weight has probably had an ebb and flow over your lifetime.
Absolutely.
And not to mention, I think everybody here can relate to this one, money. The money flow.
Yeah.
We talk about balancing your checkbook. Is there ever such a thing as it's really balanced? No, there's an ebb and a flow all the time. So is your life. So going into your question about the gratitude allows to, what's the word I'm looking for? Have that freedom to let go of things that don't necessarily matter or will matter in, next year or in 5 years. It allows us to be appreciative. And when we can do that, our whole energy goes into a positive vibration, which emits everywhere. And if you've ever been around somebody who's really grateful and appreciative, they have a much calm than somebody who is perhaps strung out and feels like the world just never gives them what they want, and I can't have this, and I don't have this. They're pretty wound up, kind of like an 8-day clock.
Yes.
Well, great way of putting it.
When I think of balance, I think about that little airplane when you see an aviator flying, and they always try to keep the plane within a certain range.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I kind of think that it's about, is where when it goes too far to the left, you make some adjustments and you pull it back up, and then the right is a little out and you pull it back up till you can always try to find that sweet spot.
Yeah, I like that.
That's my vision.
In the work that you do, you actually teach specifically stressed out, kind of overwhelmed ladies that you actually call mompreneurs, entrepreneurs who are also moms, how to design, kind of live a balanced and healthy lifestyle. What do you find most often is kind of like a broad stroke painting of what a mompreneur's life looks like when they come to you?
Well, you said a lot of it right there. They're stressed out, they're freaked out, they're overwhelmed, they're not sleeping, they're feeling guilty because every time they focus on their work, they're feeling bad because I'm not paying attention to my family. And then when I start paying attention to my family, all of a sudden my workload goes down. And when I ask them, when was the last time you did anything for fun for you or even with your spouse, they laugh and go, I have no idea. I just had this conversation with somebody this morning.
So funny.
It is. And, mompreneurs, I have such a passion for them because I've worked from home around my children for almost 30 years now. And, it sounds simple to be working from home and around the kids, but honestly, it's a really tough place to be because there's so many distractions. And, it's not just your business distractions of who to call and who to follow up with and technology stuff. Like none of us know that problem anymore. But It's just a matter of now they're trying to figure out the schedules with the kids, and a lot of moms are doing work on the go. They're at their hockey games and baseball games and soccer games, and they're just pretty strung out.
Yeah, busy texting away, sending emails, while they're at the soccer games, at the basketball games. Absolutely. I mean, one other thing that really struck me as you're talking is that when you have a business that you're doing out of your home and your family lives there as well, it makes it even more important to start to learn about the balancing act that has to take place, because you're not separating the work and the life as much as you are if you worked outside of the home.
Absolutely. Well, and we're not even talking self-care yet.
We'll get there. We're going to get there.
That's right, Cindy. And that's a huge component. Like the woman I spoke to today, and even the other day, when we're putting the office in the home, working around the family, one thing that I find is key is identifying what those boundaries are. Because if you don't have boundaries with your business, it's going to overflow into the family and into your personal time, and then that's mayhem. And that causes a lot of stress and a lot of guilt.
Well, and don't you also feel like there have to be boundaries at home because mom suddenly becomes very available?
Yes. I used to tell my kids when they were little, unless you're dying, choking, or bleeding, mom is busy right now.
I love that.
If you're not dying, choking, or bleeding, this can wait until I'm done with this phone call.
That's really
so that
funny.
looks like it might be a nice fan sign for you to give to your clients.
Seriously. That'd be a great plaque to put up in the house.
Yes.
Love it.
So I know that you are launching a program actually that's coming up. We're going to talk more about that in segment 2. The program's got some real legs to it. I think it's got something that can offer quite a bit of assistance to people that are enrolling in that. So we want to make sure that we talk about that. One last little thing before we wrap up this segment, though, Rhonda, in your own personal life, what was it like for you what was your life like once you finally figured out how important that work-life balance was?
Those words that we used earlier, fulfillment, joy, bliss. Yeah. Those are words that I can use to describe my life, and I can truly, now I understand what it's like to wake up and love life. I didn't say it was perfect every day.
Right.
But I truly know what it's like to say, I love my life.
Do you find that you love the challenges even more now than before?
I do, because I've learned to embrace them. I understand what they are now.
Yeah, I think that's a big hurdle to cross when you're trying to get to that place where you feel joyful every day. It's, looking at challenges as opportunities rather than just, oh my gosh, one more thing I got to do today, one more thing to put on the agenda.
Exactly. Look at it as an opportunity.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So we just want to take a moment just to remind you to come back on the next segment. We're going to have more with Rhonda Cimorelli. She is the owner and founder of A Balanced Life for You at abalancedlifeforyou.com. She's got an amazing program we've been talking about in the next segment. We're going to learn more about how you can actually redefine your work-life balance and also figure out how you can begin to calm the chaos and regain control of your life. So please stay with us on the Imagine More Success radio show.
Patty Conklin grew up in Brooktondale, New York with a unique ability. Unlike others, she could see how the vibration of words and emotions affected the physical body. She discovered how to release stored emotion and facilitate healing. This began today's Conklin method of cellular cleansing. The private practice grew with tremendous results, as did her reputation. More and more people sought her out, bringing her into the home for healing. She soon realized she could even teach this to others, and they could shift perception and thus prevent illness from occurring. Patty Conklin quickly became a frequent keynote speaker, and she developed a curriculum for teaching the Conklin method of cellular cleansing. For For more information, visit pattyconklin.com. PATTICONKLIN, pattyconklin.com, or call 404-474-0086. That's 404-474-0086.
Mission Evolution is dedicated to the well-being of the planet and animals, as well as the evolution of humankind. One major factor threatening all three is increasing toxicity. Heavy metals and other environmental toxins are poisoning our bodies, deteriorating our brains, blocking our spiritual connection, and shortening our lives. Yet these poisons are extremely difficult to remove. I'm Gwilda Wiyaka, and I recently became aware of a product created from the marriage of nature and nanotechnology called Vitality. It's formulated from zoolite, whose crystalline structure binds toxins, gently carrying them out of the body. The light is only as clear as the window through which it shines. Clear your body, shine your light into the world. Visit vitalityhappens.com for a 20% discount. Enter code PATHHOME.
I am Dr. Carl O'Helvey, founder, president of a new cancer foundation focusing on evidence-based physical, mental, and spiritual interventions, including natural cancer cures, prayer, meditation, affirmations, nutrition, and other related holistic cancer prevention and cure modalities. These are used in cancer education, research, and financing care. I ask for your help to continue this important work by donating at www.holisticcancerfoundation.com.
Welcome back to the Imagine More Success radio show with Cindy and Thomas. In our previous segment, we've been talking with Rhonda Cimorelli. She is the owner and founder of A Balanced Life for You, Transformational Coaching. Rhonda is actually a successful NLP practitioner and transformational coach. She's been happily married for over 30 years and a mother of 4. She embarked on her own business journey over 25 years ago with a newborn, a 24-month-old, and a 3.5-year-old. And as an independent consulting working from her home, she found herself, she had low self-esteem because she had a major car accident in her life and minimal business knowledge. But when she committed to growing her business way back when, and in 2009, after many years of hard work, she was ranked as a leader within the top 2% of a global company. And her accomplishments are what actually prompted her to create A Balanced Life for You, where she can teach you a lot of the skills that she has learned and developed over her many years of success in business. Rhonda, welcome back.
Thank you, Thomas.
Of course, in our previous segment, we were talking about why it's important to develop some sort of work-life balance. And I think we've had a lot of different topics about that. What I want to move into right now is kind of the idea of something you talk about, which is calm the chaos and regain control. Walk me through why that's important and how you can begin to do that.
Okay, why is that important? I'm going to ask you, have you ever had a day or a week where it was out of control?
Yes, absolutely.
How about a year?
That was out of control, right?
I had a couple times with a couple positions I had, it was totally out of control.
Yes, it's not uncommon, but let me ask you this question. How does it make you feel when your life is out of control?
The captain and I became best friends.
You mean Captain Morgan?
I'm serious. It's a heart attack. I carried that in a flask in my Coke and in my hotel room, business to business I was supervising. We got to be best friends.
Is this where we need a disclaimer that Imagine More Success does not condone excess drinking?
Well, but for some of us, one glass will do it.
Well, I think you just answered your own question.
Yes.
Why Why is it so important to calm the chaos? Because we don't want to turn into major alcoholics, I guess.
Yeah. You know
Well,
what's
and
really
that's a real issue today, I think,
It
for
is.
many. Not everybody has the kind of sensitivities I do that, one glass and I'm dizzy.
it,
Well,
yeah.
Cindy, you said something that made me think of the term a crutch. Because when we have so much chaos and overwhelm, we don't know how to handle it. It's an emotional concept, emotional management. I teach my clients how to really get in control of their emotions. But if you don't have control over that emotions, you look to have some kind of crutch. It could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be eating, it could be screaming, it could be yelling, it could be so many different forms of how to process what's going on. So chaos is bad.
Yes, I used mine more like a sleeping pill because there was so much on my brain.
Uh-huh.
And, I never did take pills, so that kind of worked for me, but I would not recommend it. I actually replaced that position with another position that doesn't have such high stress.
Oh, that's a wonderful thing to do.
Yes.
It's really difficult to kind of do your job and to be in a creative space when there's a lot of chaos around. I think if you listen to the to interviews with a lot of the most successful people in business, you'll find that they actually live a life of what may seem at least like boring routine with systems all around them. But that's actually one of the reasons they're able to springboard their creativity, because they don't have to spend their creative thoughts on finding their keys or determining what they're going to have for breakfast in the morning. They keep their creativity specifically for their business and for their social life.
Well, and Rhonda, you'll be glad to know that I replaced my buddy Jack, or not Jack, that's Rob's buddy, my buddy, the captain, with meditation I wrote and recorded. And it's actually much more effective.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot more meditation myself the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend that one versus the other two.
Exactly.
Much better for you.
Yes.
Run in your practice when you recommend people to meditate. Do you have kind of a daily amount that you recommend for them as far as time that you recommend or specific meditations?
Well, it's funny because years ago, actually it wasn't that long ago, when somebody would say, "Oh, you should try to meditate," I would laugh at them and go, "Nah, I don't think so." Because all I could picture were, you're sitting there in a really quiet place, fingertips touched and humming like the monks, and I just couldn't grasp that. But when I realized what meditation was to just quiet the mind and to be present, that shifted my whole perspective on what meditation is. And so in regards to your question, I feel like it's just kind of a matter of you and each individual. Like for myself, I try to get in a quiet space for a few minutes every morning. And if I find myself being uncreative or feeling a little overwhelmed, if it's nice outside, I just go outside and disconnect and be very, very present. Close my eyes, take a few breaths. I love to see how many different bird sounds I can hear, how many different sounds I can hear outside, because I'm out in the very rural area. So meditation, I feel like, is a very not independent. What's the word I'm looking for?
Individual, yeah.
You too can talk.
Yeah. It's, and that's funny because I had kind of the same ideas about meditation. And when I learned meditation from a gentleman who lives here in Las Vegas, he actually had the entire class of us go sit outside on a corner of one of the busiest streets, two of the busiest streets in Las Vegas, the intersection there. And it was loud and people were walking by. And he said, if you don't learn how to quiet yourself in chaos, you're never going to learn when to do it when it's most important, because that's when you need it the most. Mm-hmm. So it was really an interesting and fascinating way to learn. And, that always sticks out to me as well, how important it is to have that, to gain control within chaos.
What a great point of view. The other thing, when you're outside, if you take your bare feet and put it into the grass or the ground, it really connects you and grounds you and makes a big difference too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And as I said, for myself, just learning how to disconnect, because to me, that's really where all the chaos is. You're so almost like ADD for everything. I'm watching this and I'm paying attention to that, and that's popping up on my face, and that notification over there, and this kid pops in. and you just have to walk away and disconnect yourself.
Yeah, and connect to something that's more eternal rather than the latest email or the latest text message. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you started your company, and specifically A Balanced Life for You, did you find that you were spending most of your time working with NLP with your clients, or were you using different modalities?
I was using traditional coaching when I first started this. I didn't become an NLP practitioner until a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And since then, I've just been fascinated. Let me just back up. Years ago, I became fascinated with how people can come to me with a goal or an objective. And I know darn well you're capable of achieving that. And yet you would hit a wall and you can't get through it. And I knew it was in your head. So I became just fascinated over the mind and how it works and how we think and what we do and why we do it. And now I've been referring to, the mind more of, it's equivalent to your user's manual of your smartphone, in the sense that it's really hard to find it sometimes. It's in a million different languages. There was more stuff than you could possibly imagine, really, than you can really fathom. But yet we utilize it just enough to get by. If you think about your smartphone, it does what you want it to do.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you get through the day, you make your calls and texts and emails, and some people game on it, some people surf on it, but it does just what you want it to do. But I bet you it will do a million things more than what you even know about. So does your mind. You are capable of doing more things than you ever dreamed of. And that's what I'm very passionate about, helping people really reconnect to their user's manual to define their life and create a roadmap that's unique for you.
Ooh, that's really cool.
Very powerful.
Something else that I'd love for you to share with us today, Rhonda, is you've got a course that is coming out called Fit and Fab Lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
Please take a couple minutes and tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, I'm super excited about this. Well, I just want to, the Fit and Fab Lifestyle, the reason why it's named that is because and I think women can really relate to this the most, when you're feeling fit, not just physically fit, mentally fit, emotionally fit, you feel fabulous. When our money is in, where it's right where we want it to be, we have enough of it, more than enough. When our health, we have great energy, we are feeling fabulous. So it's a lifestyle. And Fit and Fab program takes you through 16 weeks of hitting 8 primary areas of your life so that you can dive deep every single week into something that's really important to you. But over the course of the program, it's a must. You must hit all of those 8 areas. So you have an opportunity so that right now, if the beginning of the new year, for example, is a health and fitness, which it is for so many people, you have an opportunity to really dive deep into your health and fitness and create systems that work specifically for you. We go into what is it that you really want and desire, but we hit on more than that. It's more than just a goal. We want to know why. This is your why, not my why, not your spouse's why. This is all about you. So we go really deep into the what and the why. Then we work together to make a new design or a new plan of action, if you will. And we're going to make sure that we cover from A to Z. And every single time you go through this, you get to work deeper and deeper. They want to take you through some.
When we come back in just a moment, Rhonda, we're going to talk more about the A to Z of Fit and Fab Lifestyle on the Imagine More Success Radio Show.
Audience, if you have seen a UFO, had a close encounter, seen a ghost, Bigfoot, lake monster, or a story that you would like to share or have investigated, contact me, Rob McConnell, by sending me your email to xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, or you can call toll-free 1-800-610-7035, extension 143, and on Skype, X-Zone Radio TV. For more information on the X-Zone Radio TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, visit www.xzone.tv. www.xzoneradiotv.com or www.xzonetvchannel.com or simultv.com and xzbn.net. Until next we meet here in the X Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, always remember, X Zone Nation, keep your eyes to the sky and your heart in the light.
Join Patty Conklin and Healing Within Radio each week. More than entertainment, Healing Within offers educational, useful tools for everyday life. Listen for help overcoming fear, anxiety, and depression. Patty knows about eliminating cancer, MS, dementia, Parkinson's, and a host of illnesses that we face every day. Life can be good. Life is good. All you need are simple tools to start changing your life. Start right now by visiting pattyconklin.com, PATTICONKLIN. No matter where you are in the world, you can work with Patty through Skype, phone, or in person, visiting one of her retreats in Georgia. Visit pattyconklin.com today or call our offices at 404-474-0086. That's pattyconklin.com or call 404-474-0086.
Coming soon to the X Zone Broadcast Network is A Different Perspective with me, Kevin Randall, as your host. We'll be taking a close look at what is happening in the world of UFOs today with side trips into the paranormal. Guests will range from those who are household names to those who have a different perspective on a variety of topics. No topic will be taboo, but there will be tough questions asked as we all search for the truth about UFOs, the paranormal, and those things that excite us. Sometimes we'll agree with a guest and sometimes we won't, but we'll try to keep the program topical. For those of you who would like to read, be sure to visit www.kevinrandall.blogspot.com and remember to listen to the other fine programs on the X Zone Broadcast Network at www.xzbn.net.
You are back on the Imagine More Success radio show. We've been having a really great time today talking about work-life balance, about getting rid of some of the chaos out of your life and bringing in some calm. And we've been talking today with Rhonda Cimorelli, who is the founder and owner of A Balanced Life for You. In our previous segment, we're just hitting on your program, Rhonda, Fit and Fab Lifestyle. You said it's actually 16 weeks, and you're talking about how someone can find out what they really want, the why, which is really important, as well as creating the A to Z roadmap to getting what they want. Tell me a little bit about your vision for this. What is it? Who should be coming to this? Who should be signing up for this?
Well, if you are specifically a woman who is really you're not happy with your life, you're just not super satisfied. You feel like there's something missing. You really want to feel more fulfilled in all areas of your life by redefining who you are, reclaiming your personal identity. So that's really, in those categories, you probably want to check this out.
And so what would you consider the 8 primary areas that you focus on?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. Let's see if I can jump them off the top of my head here. Well, there is our money and finance, our business and career, our health and wellness, our relationships, recreation and playtime, which is really important, our service and contribution, our environment, and I knew I was going to miss number 8. Well, that's all I got for you at the moment.
How about love? Would that be it?
Well, love is...
that would be in
that's
relationships. Yeah.
Well, you can love anything. You can love yourself. Oh, personal care, of course.
It's funny how we forget that one, right? Oh, my goodness.
I usually do. I ramble off 7 and I forget one all the time.
That's hilarious. It's awesome.
So yeah, those are the 8 areas that you'll be able to work with. And what I love about this program is it helps you or almost forces you to identify your why nots, which are those deeply rooted beliefs that you have about why you can't achieve success or a life that you really dreamed of. That's what I really love about this program. And again, you create that strategy and a plan of action that works for you because it's all about you. And learn how to take, you will be able to take simple, doable actions that produce those effective results that you want, and a step by step on how to commit and finish any project or task that you start. That's key. Finish it.
Sweet. Rhonda, you actually have a story that you had told us a little bit about. I'd love for you to share it with the listeners today about one of your clients who was really able to find that life work balance.
Well, the one that I'm not even sure if this is the one I originally said to you, but there's so many. There's one in particular that jumps out at me, and she, again, is a mom working from home. She has 4 kids, and she had previously been a teacher. So you can imagine a teacher has pretty good organizational skills. But she came to me because she found that working around the family in the home, like we were talking about earlier, has a whole new level of distractions. And one thing in particular, I just shared with you the 8 areas that we work in. One area in particular was the environment. Now, the environment is your space in which you occupy. Okay, that could be your office, your car, your whatever room that you're in. And for this woman, she had a particular area when she walked into the house, it was the drop pile. And the whole family just dropped everything there. And every time she walked in the house, it just started creating a sense of overwhelm for her. And it stifled her ability to move sometimes. She lost focus. And just that one particular area, taking steps on to move things out of that area, freed up a lot of her energy. She was able to focus. Now, I know that seems a little insignificant in some ways, but it's amazing how your environment has such powerful impact on you. So that's just one of the stories.
So on the 12 weeks that you work with people, Rhonda, is it a group training or are there individual times?
This particular one is a group program, and the one I'm doing for this one for a special is you have an option to utilize something I called EOR, excuses or results.
Oh, that's nice.
So you have an option to utilize, I believe there's 8 of them that you can use throughout the 16 weeks. If you use them, you use them. If you don't, you don't. They're about 20-minute strategy calls to focus on what you specifically are working on or having trouble with.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. There's so much value in really having that one-on-one time. I see that, that can make a huge difference in someone's life.
Absolutely. I remember going through a program very similar to this years ago, and that was one of the components that actually was missing from that program. And when I put it in, my clients really appreciate that. As you said, that one-on-one time. It is set for a specific time frame, but honestly, don't tell anybody. Haha. We tend to go over a little bit because I want to make sure that you've got what you need.
Yeah, that's. I think both Cindy and I can agree with that. We have a tendency to go over, which is okay. That's sometimes what people need. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always want to deliver more than what you give them more than they expect.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's just who I am. That's what I do.
Yep. And one of the things that, as we've been chatting, Rhonda, that made me think of was a quote that I have in my book that is, it's not so important what falls in your lap, but what's more important is how you deal with it. And I think that relates so well to what you're doing and with helping mompreneurs, because honestly, I don't know how they do it when they work outside the home.
I agree. It is exactly how you handle it. I was just writing something earlier today. It's that reaction versus responding. Are you having a knee-jerk action to the situation and to the story and to the words that were said or to the event? Or if you're taking a moment to thoughtfully respond, take a deep breath and ask yourself, does this really need my attention right here, right now? Let it go. There's a lot to be said about let it go.
Yeah.
When you're talking about letting it go, and I always think about making that shift from diligently working on something to making an effort and choosing to have some playtime, some fun time. You hit on that earlier. What kind of shift do you see in people when they actually make a conscious decision to add that playtime and that fun time into their life? What seems to shift?
The child inside comes out.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty amazing. I feel very blessed to have a gift that even when I do one-on-one client calls, I can hear and feel a shift that happens, and I can actually say to somebody, "You're smiling now," and she'll say, "How'd you know?" I'm like, "Because I hear it."
Mm-hmm.
You can hear the smile. So when they start making that conscious decision to take some playtime, the child inside is so grateful for that. And it just builds on it, just builds the energy.
Yeah, I can see that. And when you say it builds the energy, do they feel more energized for the other parts of their life as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a overflow. And so they all work together. If you, like we said in the very beginning, when one area or two areas are just so overwhelmed, everything else gets left behind. But when you can bring that energy to one, it flows over into everything else.
Rhonda, in your work, I know a lot of people that you end up working with have issues around change, whether sometimes they deal with it easily, sometimes they don't. Tell me a little bit about how people can approach change in a more positive way in their lives.
Oh, change is hard for people because it's different. Different can be scary. Then all of a sudden, scary turns on the amygdala, that little part of the brain that makes us go, what if? What if it doesn't work? What if? So one of the things that I help them do is to look at the situation, what it is, and to identify it as an absolute truth. Because more times than not, what they're afraid of, what you're afraid of, is just a story in your head. And when you can learn to identify that story, you can make a shift in your perspective, take a different action, get a better result.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Cindy and I talk about that quite a bit as well. How funny it is that we have these images, and we call it movies of the mind, that have a tendency to play, and these movies are false, and you have to change them in order to really get to the next level.
Yeah, they're just little stories that we make up, and so often we are convinced that goes into belief systems, and that just goes into a whole another area of talking and coaching and working you through those stronger elements, those bigger elements. But for Fit and Fab, we get you through where you need to go. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. So we're going to come back in just a couple of minutes here. We're going to talk more with Rhonda Cimorelli from A Balanced Life for You. In our next segment, we're going to make sure to give away her free gift, which is actually really cool, something we're looking forward to sharing with you. And we want to make sure that you have an opportunity to go back and listen to some of our previous episodes with some of the other business experts who have been on the Imagine More Success radio show. Just go to imaginemoresuccess.net, where you can find some of our previous episodes. imaginemoresuccess.com is where you'll find our main site. And if you go to findhiddenmoney.com, you can find a really awesome selection of courses for you that will assist you in finding additional income in your personal life as well as your business life, and leading to the great wealth that we're all seeking, which is outside of money as well. So do stay tuned to the Imagine More Success radio show. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
If you are looking for a safe, zero-calorie natural option to the harmful artificial sweeteners on the market today, Just Like Sugar is what you're looking for. Just Like Sugar is a wonderful natural alternative for those health-conscious people who choose a calorie-restricted diet with a great, pure, sweet flavor that tastes just like sugar. Just Like Sugar is a great natural option for people suffering from diabetes and may be useful in restricted diet programs where standard sugars are not allowed and does not cause a laxative effect of some other sweeteners. Just Like Sugar comprises a perfect blend of chicory root fiber, natural calcium, natural vitamin C, and Just Like Sugar's sweetness comes from the natural flavors from the peel of the orange. Just Like Sugar is a natural alternative to harmful artificial sweeteners and will change the way that you believe all natural sweetener products taste. Just Like Sugar is available at your local Whole Foods markets, Wild Oats markets, Henry's, Sun Harvest, and many other fine natural food stores in the U.S., Canada, and worldwide. They are here, and they've been here for thousands of years, making their presence known in the shadows. They might be seen by a lonely motorist on a deserted road late at night, or by a frightened and confused husband in the bedroom he is sharing with his wife. But who are they? What do they want? Why are they here? Perhaps most concerning, has the government been aware of their presence all along? The new book by Ellie Marzulli, UFO Disclosure, the 70-year cover-up exposed, delves into the world of UFOs. Can full disclosure be soon? Order now and receive a free hour and 37-minute DVD on the UFO phenomenon. UFOs are real. Get both the book and the DVD, a $40 value, for only $19.99. To order your book and DVD today, go to lamarzulli.net. That's LAMARZULLI.net.
You have heard of the X Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X Zone, sci-fi, and horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world, interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
Memorable dynamic presentations are a not-so-secret weapon in the business world. Do you have a powerful message that must be shared, but you haven't found a way to deliver that message? Do you want to be known as a top public speaker who gets amazing results? Are you ready to create and deliver your powerful message? Thomas Hides can help you create and deliver your speech to get the results you desire. Visit iconquality.com.
Did you expect your business to flourish, but instead it plateaued or didn't get off the ground yet? Would you like to achieve massive goals and discover new sources of income within your business? When you're ready to experience that type of success with fast results, Cindy Hendricks is the business coach for you. Her work with entrepreneurs and business owners has been life-changing. To get you and your business where you want to be, go to imaginemoresuccess.com.
Has the fear of public speaking stalled your business or personal life? What would you give to develop and maintain supreme confidence? Have an invaluable private program to always perform at your best. Imagine how you would feel. You can have all that and so much more today with Thomas Hides' life-changing course called Number One Fear Unleashed. Visit numberonefear.com and be liberated from your fear of public speaking.
You are back on the Imagine More Success radio show with Cindy and Thomas. We've been having a really great day today. We've been talking about really creating work-life balance, about letting go of a lot of the chaos that's in your life and finding a great way to find calm. We've been talking about Rhonda Cimorelli, who is the owner and founder of A Balanced Life for You. And we were talking about her program as well, Fit and Fab in 2020, Fit and Fab Lifestyle, which is a 16-week program she's offering. Rhonda Rhonda, something that you talk about in your work that Cindy and I talk about as well, that is a topic very close to, I think, all three of us, is the idea of reclaiming your personal identity. Talk to us a little bit about why that's important.
Okay, that's a great subject. And talking about your personal identity, and again, most of my clients are women. And for speaking as a woman, we tend to identify ourselves as Thomas's wife, John's mother, Tina's mom, whatever. And we start putting these titles on ourselves, and this is who we think we are. And then what happens is, if you get a divorced, or if your spouse dies, and when the children move away and you have an empty nest, all of a sudden you go, who am I? I have no idea who I am. And I had that happen to me even without those scenarios. It was years ago. I was making a dream poster, a dream pillow, and someone asked me, well, what do you want? What are you dreaming about? And I said, I have no idea. Because unless it had to do with my children or my husband, I had no idea who I was or what I even wanted. And that was a wake-up call for me. So I realized that that is a challenge for women, especially moms, to figure out who they really are and remember who they were before marriage, before kids, before they took on the CEO job or whatever it is that they're doing.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of that is societal in nature?
Yes, yeah, I do. Because we're, if you think about it, even when you meet somebody, you go, tell me about yourself. And you start rambling off all your accomplishments, your titles. Not many of us go, I am a caring, loving, supportive, fun, giving. I enjoy horseback riding and swimming and nature walks. We don't tell people that about us. That's who you are.
I think I'd be afraid to say that. They'd think I was looking for a dating site.
You love long walks on the beach, Cindy?
I know. I'd be like, what?
You know what? That's very true. And, those I am statements, they do pertain specifically to the personal you, not the you as compared to the things around you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really hard concept for a lot of people to come to, and it can be a really scary place. Do you find that people are sometimes really taken aback with the idea of trying to define themselves without defining their relationships with other people and things?
Absolutely. And I'm not implying that after working with me, you're comfortable introducing yourself as I just said, because Cindy's right. You probably would sound like you're on a dating service. But rather, my goal is when we work together for at least you and your husband to have a conversation, your significant other, to be able to say, this is who I am. This is what I enjoy. And this has meaning to me. Because again, if he is gone or their children are gone, we have to figure out who you're going to be then. And there's no reason to wait till that catastrophe happens. We need to do it now and embrace it now.
I really think too, don't you, that women today, especially in the last couple of decades, have an issue identifying themselves with their career more than anything. Because I know when I'm out in the world, it's like, well, what do you do? Well, what do you do?
Yeah.
Same thing, I think, huh?
Yeah, and I know for women who work from home, I see that. I don't want to say it's more. It's a bigger issue, but when you work from home, and people go, "What do you do?" You look at them and go, what don't I do?"
Right.
So, what don't I do? I bring home the bacon, I fry it up in pan, and the chauffeur and the cook and the maid and the referee and the groundskeeper.
and that really has a lot.
They do it all.
Also, that has a lot to do with the people who are asking you that question. They are typically the ones who identify themselves in that very same way. They identify themselves by their career, so that's why they're asking that question, because that's how they see themselves.
Yes,
I find that quite often.
absolutely.
Yes. And so for all of us out there that are doing all those things you're talking about, what, what would be the top 2 personal care items that you would recommend besides meditation that people can do to get a little relief for a moment?
So you're asking to get a relief for them to take for self-care?
What kind of self-care would you recommend for somebody to get a little stress relief?
Besides the meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know how, it doesn't matter how it sounds because this is what I think. I believe that women should, first of all, embrace who they are, take care of themselves physically, mentally, and emotionally. And what I mean by that is, yes, meditations can be part of it. But you know what? If you're a woman who, if you truly love and appreciate who you are, do something as simple as take care of your skin. Do a skincare routine. Don't feel bashful about it. Don't feel embarrassed that I use the skincare program and I use it twice a day. Be proud of yourself. I do that. I do it for me. Take pride in yourself, because if you don't, who will?
You know what's funny? We forget sometimes that it doesn't have to be a grandiose kind of solution. That, you know, these are cues, right? If you take care of your skin, it's kind of training you to do something that's very personal and is specifically designed to honor you as an individual.
It puts value on yourself. Because what I have found are women and men who don't take care of themselves in that sense, you know, even just a skincare or hair or something like that, they don't have the same value on their life as I believe they do have value. So it's a self-worth issue also.
Great point. Thank you for sharing. And so let's all make sure we take good care of ourselves. And what I took away and what I really like about what you said was to value yourself in whatever way is important to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, we're all so unique individuals. There is no, I don't believe there's a one size fits all. So although I'm offering this Fit and Fab lifestyle, it's a group program. My the one I hold very precious is my one-on-one time, because you're coming at a place of where you are in life right now. Some people have already come in where they've already worked on themselves a little bit. Some people have no value for their life at all. So we want to work on strategies to create that self-worth, that self-esteem, create new habits. And so that's very precious to me, that one-on-one time.
Great. And so tell us about your free gift. I'm so excited to hear myself.
Well, I actually have 2 gifts because I know not one size fits all. So if you're a person who just kind of wants to dabble in a little taste, I do have an ebook. It's called Chaos to Clarity, believe it or not. It's a little ebook that you can find on my website. Just check it out. It'll pop up for you about halfway down, just a little FYI. And you can grab that book. You can download the whole book. And also, it comes through as a weekly reminder. So it'll help you focus on fulfillment and some of your energy and some of your time. Just a little reminders. Nothing overwhelming, but just a few little tidbits to shift your perspective. Now, for those of you who go, wow, I really love what she's saying, and you know what, you might want to know a little bit more, I do offer a Chaos to Clarity conversation. It is one-on-one time with me. It's absolutely free. However, it is a first come, first serve. And you can get that by going to my website, abalancedlifeforyou.com/apply. At that spot, what you'll see is a little questionnaire. And that is so when we do have our time together, we can make the most of it.
That's awesome. Rhonda, you've done a fantastic job today, really going through some great reasons why we should have life-work balance. We talked about moving from chaos into something much more calm in our life. We talked about redefining the work-life balance, reclaiming your identity, and even a little touch today on self-confidence and self-esteem. If you want to take advantage of Rhonda's gifts, which we recommend, go to abalancedlifeforyou.com, where you can not only find her digital download, Chaos to Clarity, but also sign up to do a call with her as well. You can also check out her program called Fit to Fab Lifestyle, which is available and beginning very soon. And we want to thank you so very much for spending time with us today on the Imagine More Success radio show. We've had a great week really preparing for this and talking about this. It's sparked some conversations between Cindy and I. We hope it sparks conversation with you as well as your spouse, your partner, and the people that you work with. And we hope that it was inspirational today and you have a chance to try out some of these really cool techniques like adding meditation to your life or taking time out for personal care or creating the time to define what you really want in your life. We want to thank you again for joining us and remind you to check out some past episodes at imaginemoresuccess.net. If you want to learn more about how you can make more money in your business, go to findhiddenmoney.com. And we look forward to talking with you next week on the Imagine More Success radio show.